Chapter 2 is multiplying, and this will be specifically for lesson 2.5 and 2.6, where you're using an area model, or the kids sometimes call it a box. So the first problem I'm going to go over is 3 times 74. I would ask the kids, what is a 7 worth? And they would all say 70. And then I draw a line. Then what is a 4 worth? It's worth 4. And then we're going to multiply that times our 3. You could do 3 times 7 in your head is 21. Times it by a 10 since there's 1 0 and place another 0. Then you'll do 3 times 4, and that is 12. Kids all call these partial products, so we're going to add our partial products together to get a final product of 222. Another example, 7 times 82. I would ask, what is the 8 worth? And they'd say it's worth 80. What's the 2 worth? It's worth 2. And we're going to times that by 7. In my head, I could think 7 times 8, 56, and times it by a 10. And you could do 7 times 2 is 14. Calling these partial products, add them together to get one final product of 574. Now, I've told them once they have figured out this method, they could do it for 2-digit times 2-digit, or even bigger numbers. So let's try 5 times 291. What's the 2 worth? 200. What's the 9 worth? 90. And what's the 1 worth? Just a 1. We're timesing that by 5. Now this one, make sure the kids are not making 0 mistakes. 5 times 2 is 10. And then you're going to have 2 more zeros, or you times by 100. 5 times 9 is 45. And times by 10, or place a 0. And 5 times 1 is 5. Something else that they can do is put a couple together before they add their partial products. So I would do 1,000 plus 455, and honestly a lot of them could probably even go more mental and just know that that is 1,455. Going even larger, you could go into the thousands. What's the 5 worth? 5,000. What's the 2 worth? 200. And then what's the 8 worth? 80. Now there's nothing in the ones place, so I don't need to do another box to expand that out. And then I'm just going to take that times 6. 6 times 5 is 30, making sure I don't make a 0 mistake. And then I have 3 more zeros to place there. 6 times 2 is 12. I have 2 zeros. And then 6 times 8 was 48. Times a 10 gets me the 480. Adding all of these together, and I really don't care how many they put together. If they don't want to put any, that's okay. And then they could go ahead and add all of the partial products. Whoops, that's supposed to be a 0. I apologize. 8, 6, 1, and a 3. 31,680. There's your example for area models, expanded form, working on multiplication.